Hi everyone, David Kennedy here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a remix using Soundtrap. Soundtrap is a free digital audio workstation that is web-based, which makes it easy to use and accessible for all. All of the timestamps of this video are laid out below. Also in the description below, you'll find a link that will bring you to a free resource that accompanies all of the activities found in this video. So without further delay, we're going to dive into Soundtrap, and the first part is about setting up our remix project. So now I'm going to show you how to set up your remix project. Type in soundtrap.com. I'm already signed in, so it takes me straight to my studio. Click Enter Studio. Choose Music. And now there's a few ways of adding in a new track. You can come over to this plus icon on the left hand side of the screen, or on the tiles you can click for easier access. You can add a new track here or import a file from your computer here. I'll do it this way for today. Click on the plus, come down to the bottom left corner where it says import file. Click import file. This takes you to your documents. I'm going down to my Take On Me project and I'm going to insert the Take On Me audio. Take on me. Later on, I'm going to show you a few tips for how you could go about isolating an audio like this. But right now, I'm going to show you how we would edit this audio track and add instruments. I have already worked out that the BPM of this vocal sample is in or around 69 BPM, or beats per minute. So I'll come down to my tempo down the bottom here, click on it, and now I'm going to change it to 69 so that the project is synced up to around 69. When you click confirm, we want to hit don't adjust because we want the project to map to the tempo of the audio and not the other way around. So click don't adjust. And now if I leave the metronome on down here on the bottom, we'll hear the metronome against the track. Take on me, take me on. So this second phrase is slightly late. So what we can do is make our audio track a little bit bigger so we can see what we're doing. And then I'm just going to zoom in using the plus tool down here so I can really see what I'm doing. And then I can move around this playhead like I want. So at this point, I'm going to click the track, and wherever the playhead is, I'm going to make a split. So right click and hit split region, or you can use a shortcut Command and E on a Mac or Control and E on a Windows laptop or computer. And now I'm simply going to drag this part till the T of take is roughly on the third beat. Let's have a quick listen now from here. Take me on. Again, it's slightly late, which would be fine for me, but just to show you how you might do this, I'm going to hit Control and E or Command and E and then drag this slightly back so it's right on the fifth beat. I'll be gone. And then the last split, we'll just take this verse part out, and now we can loop our audio by clicking the loop brace up here. Clicking it on is purple and off is grey. Hit play. Take on me. And now we have a vocal sample that's relatively in time. Now that we have our audio tempo mapped, we're going to start adding instruments. Let's first add drums. Hit the plus icon here, or alternatively you can click the patterns beat maker. Go to drums and beats. And now what we have is a grid divided up into 16th notes or semiquaver notes. This 1 here symbolizes bar 1. So we have 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, and we're on to bar 2. So I'm going to insert 1 bar just to demonstrate this, and I'm going to make a very standardized kick, snare and hi-hat beat. Play this back. Take on me. If I want this to loop for the entire 8 bars of the chorus, I simply click up the top right corner here, and while holding it down, drag it out for the full 8 bars. We're now going to add chords to our vocal sample. We again click our add new track, and for now we're just going to keep it simple with a piano. In a little bit I'm going to show you how you can cycle through different sounds and experiment with different timbres. To input the notes, you can do one of 2 things. You can record arm the track and record in yourself playing the chords. That requires you to either have a MIDI keyboard set up and connected to your computer, and then you play it like a traditional piano, or you play your QWERTY keyboard and you'll see that the letters and numbers are corresponding to notes on the piano. You can also move through the octaves and add a sustain pedal if you like. The far easier way I find is selecting piano roll, and then you can draw in the MIDI notes you need. I already know that the progression 1, 5, 6, 4 in A major works with this melody, so I'm going to do that now. I'll add a MIDI block for bar 1, and the chords are going to move in minims. Right now this on my screen, this is identifying all of bar 1, so I want to zoom in to make sure I can see what's going on properly. Notice that as I zoom, the grid size gets smaller. So right now for bar 1 I've got it split up into 4 little grid lines. If a block lasts this long, which is 1 square, it means I have a crotchet. I also like to work in select mode or the mouse mode here, because it lets you do things a little bit quicker. So right now I'm going to zoom in a bit more, and you'll see that the grid again gets smaller and smaller. So now we switch to quavers. This highlighted area is all bar 1, but now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces. I'm going to start doing my chord progression now. So this currently is 1 crotchet, and I need minims. To insert notes, I'm just double clicking. So now we have chord 1 in A major and chord 5. If I select these 2 regions, I select, and then while holding down shift, select the other one, I'm going to right click on one of them. And now if I say merge regions, this will merge the 2 bar progression together. And now I loop the whole thing together. For the entire chorus now I have 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4. One other way of importing chords into your project is starting from MuseScore or another music writing software app. In MuseScore, I've done up the chords 1, 5, 6, 4 on the stave. I'm now going to go to my file, export. I'm going to make sure that the MIDI option on this drop down file is selected. And then I'm going to hit export. And it's take on me chords.midi.mid. And I'm going to put that into my Take On Me project. Now coming back into Soundtrap, I'm going to add a new track, import file. and I'm going to do it from the Take On Me project, and there's the Take On Me chords.mid. If I open that now, what I have is the right hand of the piano and the left hand of the piano, and they're separated onto 2 tracks. There are default instruments picked for these, but like any other track in Soundtrap, you can just select the instrument and change to what you require. With our chords now in place, I want to show you the beauty of MIDI, namely cycling through different timbres and different sounds with the same chord progression. Come over to the instrument icon, press on it, and then this will take us back into our piano sound. I'm also going to solo the piano for now, just so you can hear the effect. If we select on this pianos icon, it brings up the list of instruments that are available to us. So currently it's a piano. But we can change that to whatever we want. Here's an 80s style pad sound. Here's a string section. In the next part, I'm going to show you how to add effects on any one of those tracks. So now we're going to look at adding effects to any one of the tracks. We'll start with the vocals. I'm going to solo the vocals so that you can hear all the effects clearly. Again, we need to press on our instrument icon to see the instrument view. The first thing we're going to look at is adding reverb. So there's already reverb on the track that we imported, and adding more sounds like this. Take on me. The volume is fairly straightforward, but the pan is quite interesting. What we can do is put this vocal to the left or right of the stereo field. This way is going to be right, this way is going to be left. Here's what it's like panned hard left. Take on me. Then what we can also do is add a whole host of other effects. If you click on this dotted square, it brings up all the effects that are available. Experimentation is really the best way to do this, but to give you a flavour of how it works, I'm just going to line up a few. So with no distortion. Take on. And with. Take on. And the same effects can be added to any one of the instruments. It really is about experimenting with what you like and what you think suits your project the best. One last thing I would like to show you though is a tweaking parameter within some of the synth instruments. So I'm going to use the Duke in Berlin synth as an example here, but within some of the synths that come with Soundtrap, there's a button down here called tweak, and I'm just going to finish with this. This won't be for everybody, but for anybody who wants to have a more detailed control over their sound design, this could be for you. When you click the tweak button, you get to control how the synth oscillators and the synth engines work. And there's a whole host of options to mess around with here.